mostly. Although there's the Tesla computer thing, which I think maybe we'll get into, maybe not. But actually, this one's public. So one thing that we're thinking about is, okay, like we're building this human emulator with MacroHard. How do we deploy it? Because you actually need, like, if we want to deploy 1 million human emulators, we need 1 million computers. How do we do that? And the answer showed up 2 days later in the form of a Tesla computer, because those things are actually very capital efficient, as it turns out. And we can run potentially like our model and the like full computer that a human would otherwise work at on the Tesla computer for much cheaper than you would on a VM on AWS or Oracle or whatever, or even just buying hardware from NVIDIA. That car computer is actually much more capital efficient. And so it enables us to assume that we can deploy much faster at a much higher scale. And so we've adjusted our expectations for that, basically.
Are you basically able to just bootstrap off of the like car network?
So that's one of the potential solutions, basically. Yeah, so like, okay, well, we want 1 million VMs. There's like 4 million Tesla cars in North America alone. And like, let's say 2/3 or half of them have Hardware 4. And like somewhere between 70 and 80% of the time, they're sitting there idle, probably charging. We can just potentially pay, and they have, networking, they have cooling, they have power. We can probably just pay owners to lease time off their car and let us run like a human emulator, Digital Optimus right on it, and they get their lease paid for, and we get a full human emulator we can put to work. And that's something without any build-out requirement. It's a purely software
like
implementation
Airbnb.
That's required. Yeah,
the asset is sitting there, and you can just go and use it.
Yeah.
Amazing. What for the human emulators in MacroHard? What is the like purpose of that? Of scaling up, millions of mini humans.
I mean, the basic concept is very simple, right? With Optimus, you're taking any physical task a human can do and allowing a robot to do it automatically at a fraction of the cost at with 24/7 uptime. We're doing the same with anything that a human does digitally. So anything where they need to digitally input keyboard and mouse inputs, which is usually what humans do, and look at a screen back and make decisions. We just emulate what the human is doing directly. So no adaptation from any software is required at all. We can deploy in any situation in which a human is in, potentially, currently.
Interesting.
So
what is that actually going to look like for rolling it out?
I don't think we've detailed our plans publicly yet, specifically on how we'll roll out. So, it'll be slowly at first and then very quickly, basically. Like the difference for us, given that infrastructure build out already has happened, or we can go on the Tesla network, or we can build out our own data center of Tesla computers, actually. The difference for us from going from 1,000 human emulators to 1 million is actually not very big. It's not the biggest part of the challenge.
Elon, I know one of the things that he does best is he basically just goes from fire to fire on whatever the company is and just kind of like puts it out and unfucks whatever problem exists. What has that been like? When have you like seen some problem exist and just had it unfucked very rapidly due to this kind of process?
Now I need a Tesla.
Definitely infra build out. This is the biggest.
Yeah.
On model side, we've had hiccups, but it's more or less been smooth. But on model side, especially, because there's a lot of, infra side, there's a lot of very specific operations that each of these, basically ASICs, these GPUs.
I need a Tesla to receive the money for inference computing.
Are built for. And when we roll out new products, like when we pick up new products from NVIDIA or whoever, not everything works. So in some of the meetings that we had with him early last year, he would hear these and he would make a phone call, and the software team would deliver a patch the next day, and we would work like side by side until that was resolved. And then we could run a model or a training run on the hardware.